Welcome to the Empower Channel. My name is Brent Carey, and if you are new, please, we invite you to like and subscribe to us on Facebook, where you may be seeing this, or X, or YouTube, where we are so close to 1,000 followers there. Please like and subscribe us there as we continue to build the new Empower platform and community. And really glad that you could be here today. And I am so thrilled to be joined by the amazing Teri Williams. Teri, I've had the chance, I've known Teri for like 15 years now. Teri is an energy healing therapist. She's a shamanic practitioner, author, creator, podcast host, and 10 plus years right here on Empower when we were a podcast network. Teri, is an absolute pleasure to have you with us today. How are you?
Oh my God, even better now that I'm hanging out with you.
My gosh, it's fun to be on this side of it. I never got a chance to really talk to you in this format before.
Yeah, well, first, thank you, as always. Thank you so much for the many years that you trusted in me to bring such incredible guests to your network and to really share such amazing messages. I think we did a great job, all of us, and you really created such a great team, and it's just an honor for me to be here hanging out with you.
Well, I appreciate that. And how many episodes did you do? Do you remember how many podcasts?
Somewhere around 400, 450.
Oh my gosh, so many. We tried to count them a few times and be like, how many are we up to now?
Yeah.
You had a chance to talk to so many amazing people over the years, and I know that you had a chance to also be a guest here and there, but I really wanted to take the opportunity to talk to you a little bit, where you get to share a little bit more of the work you do. You do such a great job of spotlighting what other people do and their gifts and what they have to offer. But, you do a lot of different things. And one of the things that you focus on is soul care. And I wanted to dig into that a little bit today because we think about, taking care of our body, right? You go to the gym. We have, there's dental care, an entire industry called healthcare. But when we talk about soul care, that's not in the equation. So when we do talk about soul care, and that's kind of what you specialize in, what does that mean to you?
That's a really good question. I believe that there is a part of us that has existed since the essence of us became a spark. Call it your soul. Some people call it spirit. Many people switch the terminology of spirit and soul. One might be the other. And to me, that part of us that has traveled every single lifetime, if you are one that believes that we're reincarnated or that this is just a meat and bone suit, then there is that essence of us that leaves when the body has completed its run here on earth. So when I say that I want you to focus on impeccable soul care, I want you to focus on how you are cradling that energy as if you were a newborn baby that is loved and wanted and cherished, right? As if you were this newborn baby, how can you cradle and nourish and love that essence and listen to it so that you can become more well-rounded as a human being? I think that when we focus on connecting with the essence of who we are and we allow ourselves to sit with how it's vibrating within us, you hear people talk about raising your vibration. If you can listen to that or feel it or sense it or know it, then you have the ability to elevate your self-care, which could be going for a massage or going to the gym or eating nutritionally to support this body, all of which raises that vibration and allows the essence of who you are to continue to flourish in this body. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. How disconnected do you think the average person is from that?
Oh, I think the majority of people are disconnected from that. And that's why we see more and more online. I mean, you and I remember when online wasn't even a thing and you had to try to find things at the library or a referral from somebody else. But I think that that's why we are finding more and more online opportunities for growth, to learn what the shamans in Peru know without having to travel there. I think that most people are starving for that. And with the chaotic energy of what's happening on our planet, even here within our own country, we need it. And that there's a inner reason why we're craving it, because our soul is love.
What drew you to this kind of work? Like, how did you get started when you're talking about, you know, the impeccable soul care? How did that start for you?
Well, I'd really have to go back to my childhood. I won't make this a 2-hour show, right? You know, when I was a kid, I grew up in a tumultuous home. There was chaos. I was the youngest of 6, 4 brothers. And I would escape to the trees. I found wisdom in the trees and in nature. And then, of course, that tumultuous childhood led to drugs and alcohol. And when I became a mom and became clean and sober, I embraced listening to something else, something to my inner self. And so, again, going back to when there was no internet, trying to find somebody local that was willing to embrace sobriety and what I knew then as something besides the body was really hard to find. And so I created ways in my own yard, playing the drums, returning to that, ways to tune back into that essence and to listen to it more, finding communities. And thank God for the internet, because it saved me as a single mom, being able to learn from somebody that was in Europe or China, Hawaii.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you sharing that, because, you know, we all have these things that happen in our lives that, you know, whether it's chaos, turmoil, and you even mentioned, I appreciate you mentioning the global nature of the changes that we're going through right now. You know, people have their wake up call, I guess you could say, a lot of different ways, and trying to figure out what to do with that, how to navigate it. You know, that's where you've really been able to specialize and use a lot of different methods to kind of meet people where they are.
It's really important because, as we said, well, I said, most of the people are disconnected from that and are struggling. And we are at all different levels of our spiritual, emotional, and physical growth. We're at all different levels of where we are financially in the grand scheme of things, right? So if you can find tools that maybe are free or can help you tune into that inner self, to your soul's light, then you have an opportunity to elevate your own life, elevate your own soul. And sometimes it's the most minute change that offers that space of evolution and elevation.
You know, and for a lot of people, hey, and it's something that I've leaned on a lot too, is meditation. And I know you work with a lot of people in meditation, because that is something that's something that you can like put into practice today, and you kind of like incorporate into a daily practice, into your life, to kind of calm the waters, clear your mind, and get centered when things outside may be a little chaotic, whatever that looks like for you.
Yeah, absolutely. What I find though, Brent, is there's so many different types of meditation, and the average person doesn't sit well with the idea of turning off my mind. I've studied mindfulness meditation and been trained in it. I've went to a Buddhist Sangha for many, many weekends, spending time focusing on Buddhist meditation. And when it comes to that point of having to turn your mind off, not everybody can connect with that, which is what I love about the journey meditation. It starts with an intention, connecting in with your soul or your guides, your spirit allies. And in this case, you allow your mind to go. You don't have to worry about turning it off. We are a multitasking machine. While I'm talking with you, my hands are moving, my eyes are blinking, my breath is flowing. So, for many people, connecting just with the space of breath and being present in the moment isn't something that they can grasp. So, when they allow their mind to connect with something beyond what's right here and that thought of turning off your mind, maybe it gives them an opportunity to shift in a new direction, to find that space of feeling less stressed, less anxious. For some people, it even helps lower their sense of depression and connects them with that sense of inner joy that they're struggling with. For me, becoming clean and sober, I practiced meditation for a really long time. And not until I began to journey did I lose my sense of connection with addiction and drugs and alcohol.
Interesting. Talk a little bit about what that is when you're talking about journeying.
So
Go a little bit deeper into that.
Journeying is like a guided meditation. It is. And once you learn the element of journeying, you don't necessarily need somebody to guide you on this meditation. But basically, journeying is creating sacred space around you, even if it's just connecting with your heart center to say, okay, I'm imagining that I am clear. I'm connecting with something greater than myself, with love, with my soul, with the energy of the elements. So, and then creating that sacred space around you, inviting in the opportunity to connect with your higher self or spirit allies and spirit beings. That's a lot to unpack right now when you talk about spirit allies and spirit beings. And really, if somebody is listening that is new to this, all that really means is that if you believe in a higher power, then there is something beyond this realm that you can see. You can't see it. And so there's something beyond this realm that is available to help you. If you pray, you're praying to something in the unseen realms. If you practice a mantra, you're inviting in something from the unseen realms. You're inviting in an energy to support you. So when you meditate and you journey, meditation in particular, you set that intention of what it is that you want to gain clarity in, insight, wisdom, healing in a different space outside of this realm, then you invite in the opportunity to be present to it. And maybe you'll hear something or sense something or know something when you get that guidance. Maybe you'll hear nothing and there is insight and wisdom in that no thing moment. Can I go on for just a moment?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I taught a workshop on journeying when I had my own studio pre-COVID. I had a studio and I did, live workshops there every week or so, taught a journey meditation to a group of women who have known each other for a really long time. And there were a ton of them. We went around the circle. Everybody had the opportunity to journey. And afterwards, we talked about it. And one of the women, who happened to be a very religious woman, devout Catholic, came out and said, I got absolutely nothing, except I felt closer to God than I have felt in my entire life. This is a woman who has devoted herself to God, to praying, and to using the Mother Mary as her guidance. And she felt closer to God than she had ever felt. So when I say that in this journey, you might see a movie film, you might feel chills up and down your spine, you might see colors, or you might feel nothing, the element of that higher power and presence is always there.
It's so interesting how it shows up differently for other people. And
for everybody.
yeah, and I want to bring this in too, because you do have some resources for people who want to dig deeper into this. Talk a little bit about what you have on your website here, Teri.
Well, pre-COVID, I had a workshop called Shamanic Journey Practice. And in the first few months of COVID, I realized that everybody who wanted something different would benefit from the journey meditation practice. So now they can go to freeshamanicjourneypractice.com. And inside that, there's an ebook on what the shamanic journey practice meditation is all about. And there's 30 different prompts to journey on. And in the first video, I guide you through what a journey is, why you would want to journey, how it might be able to help you. And then each week there's a video prompt that, well, not each week because it is free and it's all downloadable right away. Mm-hmm. So there's 30 different prompts in there, from healing, from connecting with a spirit animal, a power animal, finding your power spot, finding an earth ally, finding an earth guide, somebody here in this realm that can help you move on to whatever it is that you want to create in your life. There's a journey on creativity, and gosh, I've kind of lost track of them. There's 30 of them.
You've got so much there. Yeah.
And it's not free because, again, I go back to that, the talk about a mentor. You and I were earlier talking about a mentor outside of this conversation, and many people ask me to mentor them. And my vision of mentorship is free, and that the community takes care of the mentor. That's how it's always been in old cultures, in indigenous cultures. When there was a shamanic practitioner, there was a shaman, there was a medicine person, a healer for every aspect of life, and the community took care of them. And that's my true vision. I've studied with Peruvian shamans and druids in Ireland. And really what it all comes down to is the power within your own space and the power within your own community, the power within your own soul.
Well, you mentioned that long history of shamans and shamanic cultures and in the community. What does that look like in 2024? How can you, as a shaman, how can people work with shamanic practitioners in this day and age to move forward, move past issues? Because you do a lot of work in this area.
Well, shaman is a word. It is a word that describes practicing in different realms, okay? It's using being in earth reality and bridging the gap to other realms to afford people the opportunity to heal. So as a word, you can connect with medicine people, you can connect with druids, you can connect with Native American culture that all has elements of opportunities to heal. So here, or transform your life. Let's take the word heal out of it. I don't feel like I'm the one that is doing the healing. I'm a conduit that is providing space for transformation in your own life. And it's up to you whether you're going to do something with that. And I think that any person that works in that realm, if they're ethical, will show up in that way. They're going to provide a space and be a conduit for you to begin to heal your own space, your own life, your soul, transform your own life, realizing that we are all capable of that. And sometimes that is changing a thought pattern. As a soul advocate, it is my first and foremost mission, passion, path to work on healing myself, to work on transforming the quality of my own life and honoring my soul as it is, and allowing my clients and colleagues, the free meditation group, to find whatever it is inside of that transforms the quality of their own life. And it can be done online, it can be done in person, it can be done in the indigenous cultures and the Aborigines of Australia. It's finding that right person whose energy matches yours and is able to raise the vibration of your soul.
It's fascinating. And, it's funny because I think of, the work you do, and another host that we had on the network for a long time, David Franklin Farkas, the shamanic work that you both did. And every once in a while, David would mention going on walkabout. And talk a little bit about that if you could.
Well, I really can't talk about going on a walkabout because, believe it or not, I have never left the United States.
Okay.
So my walkabout is in my garden.
Yeah.
My walkabout is, traveling around our country. And I think a lot of times what most people forget is that when you're studying with all of these other cultures, again, I have done it myself, is that the greatest wisdom comes outside your back door, because this is where you are. This is where you're showing up in the world. So opening up to the elements, and I don't necessarily mean the elements of air, earth, wind, fire, water. I mean the elements that are available outside, the birds, the bees, all of the bugs. Everything that's out there is here to support us. And every breath that we take, we're breathing in that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about what's behind you, because I know that you you have had drum circles. You've had all these things, and it's been so fun to watch you incorporate drumming into the work you do. What is the power of drumming? How does that affect people who participate in that kind of work?
Well, one of the things that I like to say is one of my teachers, Christine Stevens, you can find her online. She's a beautiful drum instructor, but she would start her classes and her circles with an Indian proverb, a Native American proverb or quote that she had heard. And she said that the Native American chiefs loved the sound of the drum so much, that spirit loved the sound of the drum so much that he incorporated that into our heartbeats. And not just our heartbeat, but the heartbeat of every breathing, living animal is the sound of the drum. And what I find is with a steady beat, if you're practicing the shamanic drum or journey meditation, the steady beat is transformative. And I think of it like calling in the spirits, like a phone line, right? We call people, we just expect that they're going to answer. We go online, we schedule this interview, we just expect that Teri's going to show up, right? When I play the drum or the rattle, and I use it like my driver, like my phone call, to let the spirit realm, my allies and my guides, my cosmic council, know that I'm here and they're ready to help me. And in drum circles, there's so many different ways that the drum can elevate your own soul and raise your vibration. When I fractured my femur in 2019, every day I drummed over my femur. And I am not saying that that is what shifted me, because of course I journey meditated and everything else. However, I will tell you that 2 weeks after my surgery, when I went into my surgeon, he was utterly shocked that I didn't come in a wheelchair. So
that's impressive.
Yeah, the drum has the opportunity to carry you away. I've worked with people who at first couldn't stand the sound of the drum, that it startled them and it scared them. And when I suggested that they first start with their own drum and allow the beat and the sound of their heart to carry them away, it shifted them. And many of them are now very efficient at using the drum in their lives.
They're big believers, yeah. So I'm looking right now at soulpractices.com. So that's another one of those effective soul practices. When we're talking about soul care, it sounds like drumming is one of the super
drumming sound in and of itself, which I'm sure you know, has the opportunity to transform you. You can listen to a song and instantly feel like you want to move and dance around and connect with something beyond this. You can also listen to a song or even just music that connects you with your grief and that sense of sorrow. Sound has been a transformative tool since the dawn of time, probably. I have a vision of my great ancestors from thousands of years ago using drums or rattles or I think it's a didgeridoo, that the Aborigines used to make music. They used sound. They came together in communities. So many cultures, even that are celebrating or celebrating an event or honoring the passage of a loved one, use sound because it's a natural tool that connects all of us. So whether it's playing music or listening to the sound or listening to music, it all has the opportunity to transform your life and transcend the state of your soul and beingness.
Absolutely. Thanks for going through that, because the power of sound and frequency is amazing. Jonathan Goldman,
Yes.
so it can take a lot of different forms, but I mean, he, with recording after recording, some of the work that he's done as well with, with those different frequencies, just incredible.
Oh, he's amazing.
Absolutely. So, Teri, talking about different states, I was wondering if you could take us through a meditation before we finish up today. This time's flying by. Would you be able to do that for us?
I would love to. I want to ask you a question first. Um, I want to know how the sound of the rattle is, or would you like me to just not have anything when I'm talking? This is kind of what it would sound like.
I think you could use
And then
it.
I would talk.
Yeah.
Or no sound.
Do it however what is most effective.
Well, it all has a tendency to work. So I think I'll do it without the sound because listeners might be triggered by the sound of the rattle or the drum. And then they're welcome to, at home, turn on music at some point if they would like to. And I actually wrote this journey this morning thinking that it would be a good opportunity for people to connect in with an intention of really just connecting with an ally, a spirit ally, someone in the unseen, for your own personal sense of soul care. So just listeners, viewers, allow yourself to get comfortable wherever you are so you don't be disturbed. You can sit or you can lie down just so long as you're relaxed. Close your eyes and take a few breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, leaving all of your stressors behind. Take another deep breath in, exhaling, and feel your body begin to relax. With each breath, the tension becomes less and less. Letting go of anything that you're holding on to and allow your breath to connect with a gentle rhythm. Visualize roots extending from your feet all the way down to the core of Earth, feeling the support of Mother Earth beneath you, offering you stability and strength. Tuning in to the intention of connecting with your spirit ally or allies for guidance on your own personal soul care. You can say it silently in your head or aloud. I invite in my spirit ally to join me on this journey, guiding me with wisdom and love. Imagine yourself walking along a beautiful forest path. The sunlight filters through the trees, and you feel a sense of peace washing over you. You feel safe. You follow this path as it leads you deeper into the forest, and you see a place where you feel a sense of overwhelming comfort and tranquility. This is your sacred space, a place where you can connect with your spirit allies, knowing that you are supported and that you are loved. As you settle into this space, you notice, feel, or sense the presence of your ally or allies gathering with you. They may appear as animals, as a loved one in the other realms, an ascended master, even angelic beings. Trust in whatever form they take, even if you sense no thingness. They are there. You can greet them with gratitude. Gratitude for their presence. Asking them for insight. You might say, what can I do to nurture and honor my own soul? Show me how to care for my soul. What do I need to elevate the energy of my soul's vibration? Remain open to receiving the messages, the insight, the guidance. They may communicate with images, with feelings, tastes, a knowing. Again, it may be silence, knowing that your soul will transcend with solitude and quiet. And allow yourself a moment to tune in. It's time to come back to the place that we started. Thank your allies for their wisdom, their insight, and their support. Knowing that you can return to this sacred space, this journey meditation, anytime that you would like. Slowly see yourself rising, thanking your allies, and moving back through the forest into the place that you started. Bring your awareness back to the present moment, feeling those grounding roots retract back inside of you, wiggling your toes and your fingers, taking a deep breath. And when you're ready, open your eyes and maybe jot down some notes on what you sensed, felt, or knew, reflecting on your experience and what your soul needs for soul care.
Oh, Teri, thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Yeah, thank you. We'll take that clip out and make it available as a standalone meditation.
I love that.
Yeah, because I think that will be, something that people can really utilize, from here moving forward. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Something that I like to tell people when I do a quick meditation like that is listen to it a few times so that when it's time to pause and really connect, you're not rushed. We went through this quickly, as normally I would leave the space of, 5 minutes, 10 minutes in between where they're able to connect with that guidance.
Mm-hmm.
So when they listen to that as a separate clip, listen to it a few times and then try it on your own, allowing yourself that space.
Absolutely. No, that was fantastic. And I want to invite everybody to go and explore what you have to offer here at soulpractices.com. You want to give us just a little kind of overview here, Teri?
Yeah, so right now, my sessions are all very limited in person and online. I am only available Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday because we had 3 babies born from February till April. And so I'm really on grandma duty this summer. Everybody's
That's
going back
great.
to work and all of that good stuff.
Mhm.
But I offer sessions, private sessions, generally. They can be one session or a series of 3 or 4 sessions, and they're energy sessions or soul retrieval. Soul retrieval is by far one of my very favorite gifts to offer my clients. That's another show, really. But a soul retrieval is just allowing yourself the space for me to go in and retrieve some of the fragmented essence and pieces of your energy that might have gotten kind of lost during traumatic situations in your life. I also have a few programs running right now. Most of them are either in the throes or on pause until September, when everybody's back to work and grandma can get back into the life. But I teach a workshop on the importance of impeccable soul care, and I also do live shamanic journey practice workshops.
There's a lot to explore on your website. A good site to bookmark, and then for the fall, when when we get back to a more normal routine, we dive back into these. And also, I do want to mention that Teri has all of her website or all of her podcasts available, and all kinds of fun stuff on the YouTube site, right?
It is coming up. Yes. I've uploaded so many of them. Thank you for that. So Previous Empower, and many of those guests, it would be really great to connect with in the future.
Absolutely. So yeah, you can find Teri on YouTube, on her website, Facebook as well. And my gosh, Teri, it was so fun to chat with you today. Thank you for making time to come in and talk about soul care. It's so important right now, and I think we covered some really good tools here to help as we move through another interesting year.
Oh, it's going to be interesting. And the number one thing that I would like to leave you with is the easiest thing that you can do is connect in with your heart and ask your soul and your heart what you need.
Good advice. Good advice. And
Yeah,
again,
be your own soul advocate.
And I hope if you take a minute, follow Teri, and also give this conversation a like. Subscribe to the Empower channel if you get a chance. And thanks again for joining us here. Thank you, Teri, so much.
Oh my gosh.
So good to see you.
Thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to many more conversations with you. I have missed you over the years. These COVID
Likewise.
craziness.